Hello, you are welcome to AP1. Let's go ahead and take a brief survey of the anatomy of the human eye. We'll start from the outside and then we'll go to the inside. So, externally to the eyeball, so this is a model of the eyeball. Externally to the eyeball, we have the extraocular muscles. Extraocular muscles. Sometimes they are also called the extrinsic muscles. Extrinsic eye muscle means that they are outside. So if we start from here, this is a line. This is going to be the superior rectus muscle. Superior rectus muscle. This is going to be the inferior rectus muscle. This one here is going to be the lateral rectus muscles. This will be the median rectus muscles. This one over here is going to be the inferior oblique muscles. Inferior oblique muscles, lateral rectus muscles, median rectus muscles, superior rectus muscles, and the inferior rectus muscles. On this model also here we have the optic nerve. This is the optic nerve. It takes information from the eye and then that will be transmitted over to the brain. We also have on one of these extrinsic eye muscles, we have the lacrimal gland. So this is the lacrimal gland. So one more time, lacrimal gland or lacrimal apparatus, the optic nerve, superior rectus muscles, inferior rectus muscles, lateral rectus muscles, median rectus muscles, and this one here will be called the inferior oblique muscles. Now, the human eye is made up of the wall of the human eye is made up of three tunics or three layers. The outermost tunic is called the fibrous tunic. Fibrous tunic. The fibrous tunic. The fibrous tunic is subdivided into two sub-anatomical layers. They are the sclera and the cornea. Sclera and cornea. These are the two subdivisions of the fibrous tunic, which is also called the avascular tunic. Then we move now to the middle layer. The middle layer is called the vascular tunic. Vascular tunic. The vascular tunic, as the name implies, you can see that it is a living tunic. It's a living layer. You can see blood vessels here, the blue and the red vessels. Those are blood vessels. The blue vessels are veins. The red vessels are arteries, and the yellow structures you see here, these are nerve cells. So the nerve cells, the veins, and the arteries, they ensure that, or this is proof that this part of the eye is actually living. Then we also have, in addition to the blood vessels and the nerves, we also have the choroid, the ciliary body, the iris, and the pupils. So the choroid will be, let us see, this is something better spacing in here. So all of the colored portion in here, this is actually the middle layer, which is the vascular layer. You can see the blood vessels in here. and then the dark portion that you actually see here, this is the choroid. This is the choroid. The choroid is just below the sclera. So this is the choroid you see here, and then we have the iris. The iris is this colored portion right here. The iris is this colored portion right here. This is the iris. Then the ciliary body is this portion right here, which actually you have it on both sides of the lens. Yeah, this will be the ciliary body. It's like the ciliary body over here because the lens actually sits here. Ciliary bodies, and then the lens actually sits here. Then the iris, the iris is the colored portion. So all of this here, this is the iris. Then right in the middle here, this will be the pupil. The pupil right in the middle here. Normally it is colored dark. We cannot see that right here. But this will be the iris, and they will have the pupils right here. Of course, this is the lens right here. Then we will go now to the innermost, the third tunic. The third tunic, this is one of it is called the sensory tunic. Sensory tunic. So this is our sensory tunic right here. Our sensory tunic is subdivided into two. We have the pigmented layer and the neural layer. Pigmented and neural layer. We're going to come back to that eventually. So one more time, the walls of the human eye has three layers or three tunics. From the inside to the outside, this is the sensory tunic, which is also called the retina. Then we have everything colored in here. This is going to be the middle tunic, which is called the vascular tunic or uvea. Vascular tunic or uvea. We can say that it's vascular because it has blood vessels in it. It also has nerve cells in it as well. Now, but it also has the choroid. It also has the choroid, and then it has the iris, and then the pupils. The choroid will be this layer right here, just underneath the whitish portion, which is the sclera. So everything colored in here is going to be the vascular tunic. Then externally, we have the fibrous tunic. Fibrous tunic, which is avascular. It is made up of the sclera and the cornea. Sclera and cornea. The cornea is transparent. Now, if you look at if we go back to the retina here, we cannot see this from this model, but the retina has two sub-layers, which are the pigmented layer and the neural layer. The neural layer has the photoreceptors. The neural layer has the photoreceptors. And in the eye, we have two types of photoreceptors in the eye. We have the cones and the rod. We have the cones and the rod. We have two types of photoreceptors in the eye, the cones and the rod. The cones, as the name implies, they are cone shaped right here. And then the rods, they are rod shaped. They are cylindrical and rod shaped. So the cones, they are shorter, while the rods are longer. We have more rods than cones. So for example, here, when you see one cone, you come over here, you see two rods. The same over here. If you look at this carefully, this will be a cone right here. This will be two rods, and then this will be a cone right here, and this will be two rods. So one more time, this is a cone right here. This is a rod. Cone, rods. Now the cones are, as you probably would know, they are used for they are used in lit environment, brightly lit environment, and also they distinguish colors. Why the rods here, they are used for dark vision and they can only distinguish black and white. So one more time, the cones, here they are, then the rods. These are the two functional cells in the human eye. Then over here, this is the lens. This is the lens, and the the human eye has two chambers. There's a posterior chamber and there's an anterior chamber. We use this lens here to be able to determine where is the posterior chamber and where is the anterior chamber. So this is our lens here. Anything in front of the lens is the anterior chamber. Anything in front of the lens is the anterior chamber. Everything behind the lens is a posterior chamber. So one more time, the human eye has two chambers, a posterior chamber and an anterior chamber, and we use the lens as our reference point or as our demarcation point.